In this video, we explore the top 3 countries that have mastered the art of earthquake-proof homes and what makes them stand out in seismic safety. From Japan's cutting-edge techniques to Chile's stringent building regulations and Turkey's innovative design advancements, these nations have set the standard in earthquake resilience. Conversely, you'll also see a detailed overview of 7 countries that are struggling to keep up, facing infrastructure challenges and inadequate preparedness in the face of natural disasters. Join us as we take a closer look at both ends of the spectrum in earthquake safety and construction practices. 1. Japan. A leader in earthquake-resistant technology, Japan stands as a shining example of resilience in the face of nature's fury. Located along the volatile Pacific Ring of Fire, Japan is hit by earthquakes more frequently than almost anywhere else. This constant threat has driven the country to create some of the most advanced earthquake-proof homes on the planet. Japanese engineers use base isolation systems that let buildings sway without collapsing, much like trees bending in the wind. Materials that absorb and dissipate energy are common, and even skyscrapers are designed to flex and twist rather than break. Building codes in Japan are strict and constantly updated, ensuring even the smallest home must meet rigorous safety standards. The collective memory of disasters like the 2011 Tohoku earthquake fuels a culture of innovation and preparedness, making Japan a global benchmark for seismic safety. 2. Chile. Robust building regulations. Chile's landscape tells the story of a country shaped by earthquakes. After the devastating 8.8 magnitude quake in 2010, Chile embarked on a mission to become one of the world's safest places for earthquake-resistant homes. The government overhauled building codes, demanding new constructions use reinforced concrete, steel frames, and advanced design techniques. In cities like Santiago, you'll find modern buildings standing tall and undamaged after tremors that would have flattened structures elsewhere. The combination of strict regulations and a national commitment to safety has made Chile a model for other countries facing similar risks. Education campaigns and frequent earthquake drills ensure that even children know how to respond when the ground shakes. 3. Turkey. Advancements in seismic design. Turkey sits at the crossroads of massive geological plates, making earthquakes an all-too-common event. Recognizing the danger, Turkish authorities have poured resources into research and construction improvements. The introduction of the Turkish Earthquake Code forced builders to use better materials and smarter designs, especially in cities where millions live in high-rise apartments. Retrofitting older buildings has become a priority, with government programs helping to bring aging structures up to modern safety standards. While challenges remain, especially in remote areas, Turkey's commitment to seismic resilience is clear in its rapidly modernizing skylines. These efforts are literally saving lives when disaster strikes. 4. Countries falling behind. An overview. While some countries set the gold standard in earthquake-proof construction, others are dangerously unprepared. The reasons are varied: weak building codes, lack of enforcement, limited resources, and sometimes just a lack of awareness about the real risks. In these places, homes are often built with materials that crumble under pressure or without any engineering input at all. When earthquakes hit, the results can be catastrophic, with entire neighborhoods collapsing in seconds. The challenge is not just about building new homes, but also about fixing millions of existing ones that weren't designed for seismic safety. Without urgent changes, these countries remain heartbreakingly vulnerable. 5. India. Struggling with infrastructure challenges. India's vast population and diverse landscapes mean that millions live in earthquake-prone zones. Yet, for many, the dream of a safe home is far from reality. Rural areas, in particular, still rely heavily on traditional building techniques that don't meet modern seismic standards. Enforcing building codes is a massive challenge in a country so large and varied, and many structures are thrown up quickly, with little oversight or engineering know-how. Even in cities, older buildings are rarely retrofitted. Training programs and awareness campaigns have started to make a difference, but progress is frustratingly slow. Each tremor is a cruel reminder that there's still so much work to do. 6. Indonesia. High risk with limited preparedness. Since Indonesia is a country of breathtaking islands and terrifying seismic risk. Sitting directly on the Pacific Ring of Fire, it experiences frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Despite this, many homes are built without considering seismic safety. Building codes exist but are often ignored, especially in rural and coastal areas where resources are scarce. The government has tried to promote better construction practices, but rapid population growth and urban sprawl make enforcement almost impossible. For many Indonesians, the prospect of an earthquake is a constant source of anxiety, as their homes offer little real protection. 7. Philippines. Natural disasters and poor construction practices. Few places on Earth are as disaster-prone as the Philippines. Earthquakes, typhoons, and floods batter the country year after year. Yet, most homes, especially in poorer communities, are built with flimsy materials and little regard for seismic safety. Building codes exist but are often unenforced, and many people simply can't afford to build stronger houses. The government faces an uphill battle to educate the public and implement safer practices. When disaster strikes, the heartbreaking images of collapsed homes and devastated families fill the news, a stark reminder of how urgent the problem really is. 8. Mexico. A history of earthquake damage. Mexico's seismic history is littered with tragedy. Despite several devastating earthquakes, many buildings, especially in rural areas, are still not built to withstand serious shaking. While Mexico City has invested in stronger building codes and urban retrofitting projects, smaller towns lag behind due to lack of funding and technical expertise. Large numbers of older homes remain dangerously vulnerable, and rebuilding efforts often fall short of modern standards. The government continues to push for reforms, but progress is uneven, leaving many Mexicans exposed to future disasters. 9. Nepal. Rebuilding after disaster. The 2015 earthquake in Nepal was a national tragedy, destroying entire villages and leaving thousands homeless. In the aftermath, there was a surge of interest in earthquake-resistant construction. However, Nepal's deep poverty and rugged terrain make rebuilding a massive challenge. Many homes are still constructed using traditional stone and mud techniques, which cannot survive a major quake. International aid has helped train builders and spread awareness, but progress is slow and resources are thin. The cycle of destruction and rebuilding continues, with each new quake testing the country's fragile progress. 10. Iran. Seismic activity and construction issues. Iran is no stranger to powerful earthquakes, yet many of its homes remain dangerously weak. Building codes are often ignored, especially in rural areas where oversight is minimal. Substandard materials and poor construction methods are widespread, making entire neighborhoods vulnerable to collapse. The government has made attempts to improve standards and educate builders, but a lack of funding and persistent economic problems slow change. For many Iranians, the threat of a deadly earthquake is a fact of life, and safer homes remain a distant hope.